Sziasztok, ez itt az SZJApodcast több mint hoki, mai meghívottam pedig Markus Juurikkala, a Gyergyói Hoki Klub vezetőedzője, illetve a romániai jégkorong válogatott frissen kinevezett szövetségi kapitánya. Markus, welcome and thanks for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, nice to be here.
Before we get into serious things, I would like to know if it's true that Finns are born in a sauna.
Some of them I heard, but not me. So I guess the majority, more people are born in the hospital still. But
so it's not a legend.
I think you can still there, but it's more like really rare these days. I think it was more on the back in the days probably. That was more the case. But nowadays we're born in the hospitals, most of us.
What was it like when you arrived in Transylvania and you find out that not every house has a sauna?
Well, I kind of knew it, obviously. I know that it's what we have in Finland. It's quite special, and we like the sauna a lot. So there is, as you said, pretty much every house has it. So, I lived in Austria already before, so I know that they're also not in every house. Don't have the sauna, so I was kind of used to that.
Okay, let's turn to hockey now. How did it all begin for you? If I would ask, what was Markus Juurikkala in a childhood?
Yeah, I was born in 1987, and when I was 6-7 years old, there was a big hockey boom in Finland. I think pretty much the whole start of 1990s was a big hockey boom in Finland, and especially 1995 when Finland won the first World Championship. And those times, I was in the first grader, I think 94, and there was somebody coming. I already liked sport and I liked hockey, but I didn't play it yet in the team. And then there was a guy coming to the school and trying to get kids to the hockey. And then I remember getting this yellow paper, and I went with the paper back home and I said, I wanna play hockey, and now I'm here. So that's the story.
You remember the color?
Yeah,
yellow.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember it was yellow paper. I brought it to my dad and I said, hey, I want to go to play hockey, and that's how it all started. And then it's been many years, and now I sit here.
When I was in Tampere, I remember that almost every house had hockey goalie or pucks everywhere and hockey sticks everywhere. So it's kind of normal.
Yeah, it is the biggest sport in Finland. Especially if you think about how much it's in the newspapers and what people talk and that sense. So it's our sport. So yeah, you see a lot of goals and sticks everywhere and kids playing. And
when did you decide to become a coach? Because your career seems to be short as a hockey player, and you become a coach early.
Yeah, true. Well, obviously I wanted to be a player, as pretty much all the kids as they grow up. But then the last junior year, I hurt my shoulder quite bad, so I missed the whole last junior year. I was born in Heinola, and that time the Heinola men's team were playing in Mestis, so the second highest league in Finland. I had a couple practices there. I practiced with the summer with the men, but then I missed the last junior year, so I couldn't really get into the men's team. And at the same time, I already get into school in Vierumäki to study coaching, and that was kind of the point for me when I still played more for fun, in the second division in Finland, which is the fourth highest league. But that time I didn't really do it anymore a professional way or looking to go somewhere. It was more that then I decided, okay, that now the coaching is my thing, and I get into school, and then I kind of fell in love in the coaching too. And as you said, I then started to coach in quite an early age already. So that's the story behind.
Vierumäki is very famous. If I'm not wrong, I think István Antal was also learning studying there. Why is so famous?
Well, I think if you want to be in hockey, that's probably one of the best places in the world, at least in the Europe, maybe in the whole world. Because the big thing is obviously there's good teachers, a lot of ex-coaches and from different areas of sport. You get a lot of knowledge, but I think even the bigger thing is the connections that you're able to make. You get to know a lot of people in the IIHF. Also, the guys you study with, and you create this connection network, which will be really, really useful then in the later on. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, that knowing the people around the hockey world.
You have been working in Switzerland, Austria, Hungary, and now in Transylvania. If you look at this mixed, what was the biggest cultural difference for you in these countries?
No, it's tough to say. I mean, and I didn't really work in Switzerland. I still work in Austria, but our teams played in Switzerland league. So if you watch in Prospect, it shows that we were in Switzerland. But I actually live in Austria, just next to the Switzerland, or really in the border. And we played in the Switzerland leagues. But I was working for the Austrian club. I mean, people are different in every country, but still, not that much, I would say. So maybe if I think about the biggest changes, obviously when I come from Finland to Austria, I would say, there's so many, as we talked earlier, like it's the biggest sport in Finland. There's a lot of players, especially in the bigger clubs. So then if you think about Hungary, Transylvania, even Austria, like it's quite similar, a lot of similarities there. Like there's bigger sports, like football and other sports that you kind of fight for the kids that you want to get as many kids into the sport as possible. So that's a big thing in all these countries. It's still a big thing in Finland too, but I think in Finland more naturally kids are going to hockey and here you need to do the work. I think here in the Transylvania, in Gyergyói where I'm now, I was really happy. My son is now in the hockey school and there was a lot of kids there in the hockey school. So there's made me really happy that the hockey is a big thing there and as I said, surprised me that how many kids are actually into the hockey. So that's a great thing to see. But yeah, maybe the biggest change was kind of when came from Finland to Austria at the first time.
You talked a bit about your son. Is it hard that you are here and he's in Finland?
It was really hard. Like now I'm in a good position. They just came here to live here now for many months. So now family is back together. But first, like 2.5 months, we were separated with my wife and son. So that's the downside for sure of this job. Sometimes that you need to be away from the family and it's obviously not easy for anybody. So big credits to my wife also to be able to, be with the son and handle everything in Finland because other than that, I couldn't do this job here. So, but yeah, now it's better. We're all here together and enjoying life.
Do you miss something from Finland?
A lot of things, obviously. There's a lot of things to miss. Some foods, but I think it's mostly with the people. Like the place is not. I mean, of course, I love it and our summer house to go there in the summer and lakes and all of that. But it still comes down to the people, like family and friends. Like you miss birthday parties, you miss a lot of things going on when the season is going on. So, but again, I've been that long already a pro that I'm gonna get used to it. So that's my life, and I cannot be there. So, but yeah, I still do miss them a lot.
Last season, you've won basically everything with your team, with Gyergyó. What do you think was the key of the success?
Yeah, well, for me, somebody asked that before. I think I answered the family. Like that, I mean, every team wants to get this like a family feeling that, brotherhood and guys fighting for each other. And I think we actually were able to do that last year. That there's guys being in that team, like the core group being in the team like already many years. So they found this brotherhood or friendship inside and they really care about each other. And in the end, when you get to that stage in a team, I think that's a really, really big power that you have in the team sport. So number one thing I would say that obviously, we had a good players, good team, a lot of depth also in the roster. So if they're, let's say, so-called first line, if they were not that sharp in that game, we had a second line or third line or fourth line jumped in. So same with the Ds. So the depth in the roster was good, and especially in the playoffs when you play a lot, I think that's a big thing to be successful. So putting those things together, that the family feeling that the guys were able to create, or all of us together, and then the depth in the roster.
In the final, in the Erste Liga final, you were playing against Csíkszeredai Sport Club, and you had as a coach Kevin Constantine on the other side. Would you think that Sport Club would get to the final, looking at the season, and were you surprised that they made it?
Maybe a little bit, but then again, they get better and better as the season went on, and in the end, that's what matters. Like you can win all the games in the regular season, but if you're not shining in the playoffs, then what's the point? So I think that's the kind of the way that everybody wants to be. Also us, like you wanna get better and better every day, that when it really matters that you are at your best. But yeah, they did have the best start for sure, but then they found their way, and it was really tough team to beat, and huge respect for Kevin also to for sure making the best out of that team in there and be a tough opponent. But of course, that big thing for us that we able to came out as the winners.
What was the most memorable moment for you the last season? And if you match maybe a scene that you would still remember, let's say in 20 years, what would be that?
Well, first to come to my mind when the last final was done. And it was funny because we won once in Austria, like the Austrian championship in the Alps, which was a nice thing. But before that, I never really win anything. Okay, we won now last season, like the Cup and the Romanian Liga also, and those things, and the Super Cup, they were all nice. But still, like when you play the real playoff series and then you end up being the winner there, like the feeling was kind of, delighted, but somehow funny, like empty. That you don't know really what to think. It's, of course, a lot of enjoyment and seeing the guys, being so happy, and you work something together that long, and then you're able to achieve it together. And I think that's for sure the number one moment, that then everything is done now, and you came up as a winner. So yeah.
What was the feedback in Finland about your victory in Erste Liga? Or did you had any feedback in Finland, let's say from newspapers, from maybe other coaches from Finland? Are they watching you?
Yeah, I have quite a lot of friends who are coaching, obviously, so there was a lot of congrats and this and that. Newspapers, I don't remember that there wouldn't be too much. My local newspaper had something, like where I'm from, that there was something about it, but nothing in the bigger ones. But it was more obviously friends and family and hockey colleagues were recognizing it, that they do follow the league, so they were there recognizing it.
I asked this because I'm curious, what do you think about the Erste Liga niveau? Or if the Finns are watching, let's say, where Markus Juurikkala is working?
Yeah, it depends. Like, I think some of are watching and some are not watching. It's more like for me, like the level is good. Like, it's surprising. And also when I talk with some colleagues in Finland, that they, like, when they haven't watched maybe games in Erste, and then they do watch, and then they realize that it actually quite good hockey. And now also when we played in the Continental Cup, okay, sadly we didn't get through, but we played really good games, especially against the top team in France. Like, we pretty much dominate the game time to time, but couldn't get the win this time. And like, also proven there that our Liga is good and our team is good, that we can compete against the other good European teams. So that's good promotion also for the whole Erste Liga. But I think, as I said, like some are more into it, especially my closer friends, closer colleagues are more into it. But in the big picture, then it's not that popular in Finnish newspaper or anything that follow the Erste Liga.
Yeah, well, in a way, it's understandable because Finnish first and second league are very high.
Yeah.
And also the national team. Why are Finns so good in ice hockey?
Well, we could be better. Also, we could produce more players to the NHL still. But obviously, as I said, it is the biggest sport, so we get a lot of kids into the hockey, which always you need to have that mass of kids to get the best out of it. And it's a tradition also, like the kids learn to see teams winning. They learn to see, as me also, when I fell in love in hockey, that you see, the 95 world champs, it can be done, and you start to like idolize those people, and they're your heroes and you want to be like them. And I think you need that. Like, I think that's in all sports. Like, if you have some country good with something, it's easier to keep going, because then the kids have those role models, and then you start to have those as your heroes, and you want to follow theirs like a footstep. So I think that's the big thing.
So it's like in football, Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah, like like those countries too, like Argentina, they for sure look for Messi and whoever other players, so the young kids get to the football because they want to be like Messi, and it keeps going and it keeps going. But of course we do, a lot of good work also in Finland. I mean, I haven't been working there for I think 10 years now or something, so I'm not. Of course, I talk with the guys who I know there, but I haven't been into that coaching. But for sure, they do a lot of good things. Also, a lot of things that there should be done better, like with the leagues and everything. It's now at a big talk going on, like how should the Finnish Liga be, and with less teams and open competition that teams can drop down and get up from the mestis and all those things. So there's a lot of talks in the Finnish hockey at the moment, so we'll see what happens there.
You mentioned the Continental Cup about France. Well, things didn't go as planned, I guess, or maybe the niveau was higher than expected. What do you think were the main reasons? The short roster, the fatigue, I don't know, mental pressure. What happened?
Well, yeah, because I think there we played pretty much 3 good games, especially the second one, as I said, against the France team was really good game from us. Like probably our best game in the whole year. We just couldn't score. Like we couldn't use our chances, and maybe then again they used their chances like really well. And same happened in the first game, that we could even more so. We dominate the team against the Cortina, or dominate the game against Cortina, but we couldn't score on our chances, and they used their chances really well. So sometimes that's the hockey. So I cannot say that we played bad or anything. It just happened we couldn't score. But in the end, hockey is about scoring. So if you can have as many chances as you have, but if you don't find a way to score, then that's it. But then again, as a coach, you want to always look also behind the result and how the game happens. So especially in the long run, if you're able to create a lot of chances and keep the opponent with less chances, you're more likely to win the games. And as I said, time to time, it might happen that then you still lose, and you have to take that.
I was also wondering, I think you had a very good game against the French team also, but I was wondering, why did you use only Rinne as a goalkeeper? Why didn't you change? Because it happened during this Continental Cup that maybe after 3 minutes you get 3 goals, and usually coaches are changing. So what happened in this? Why didn't you choose, for example, Patrick, let's say?
Yeah, I mean...
Is he too young for this, or...?
No, I mean, Rinne is obviously our number 1 goalie, and we have a lot of trust on him, and then it's always like afterwards it's easy to say about maybe change lines, maybe change goalie there, like when the game is done. And the biggest thing is that he's our number 1 goalie. He's been really good for us, like the start of the year, how he played in our Liga. So a lot of times when we've been needing him, he's been there for us for sure. So we have a huge trust on him, and we didn't see a point there to change. And obviously Patrick is a really talented goalie that I think have a good future. Still, he needs to be, finding his way and working still to get to the level that really can be the guy, like day after day after day, to be the top goalie. So putting those together, then we made the decisions as we made on the time.
Okay, maybe more broadly, if we look on the championship or Erste Liga, I can see that not too many young players are in your roster. Why is it that?
Well, for us, what we are looking for is to be the best we can be. We go for the championship, we go to win the game when the puck drops. Like that's the organization and the idea, and I respect that. I'm for the win. Like that's how I see it should be. And obviously there is the young player rule also, but like in the Liga, that you need to play the young players and have to have them in the roster, which is like, I understand it. On the other hand, I also believe that young player need to earn it first, that's the right way to go, that you don't get anything free, that you have to actually earn it by your actions, that if you're good enough, you're going to come through and you will have your spot. So for us, I don't think the age is the factor. It's more how we can be the best possible team. That's what matters for us. Of course, we still want to have our younger guys. Our junior coaches are doing a good job with under 20 team. We already have some guys from there playing with us some games. We even have guys in the men's national team, like Robbie Salomon was there. So they're also doing an excellent job raising up the guys. But then again, like there's a pretty good depth in our roster and if you want to take the spot there, then it means that you need to drop somebody down, and that's the sport also. So we want to have the young guys there, but then again, the best team is what we look for.
I asked you this because I was curious if you made this decision because of, I don't know, your philosophy that you are used to in Finland. I'm not too familiar with the Finnish hockey, so that's why I asked you. Or is it just for the results?
It's more. It's not just my decision. It's more the club, what we think, and with the GM and everybody together. Like this is our way, and we want to put up the best possible team and fight for the championship. That's what Gyergyói is all about, and I like that. As I said, like that's for me how it should be. So it always depends on the where you are, what possibilities you are. Like the time I was in Austria, we had a team that had a lot of young guys, and our main focus was just to develop players to the higher leagues, to our other team that played in the higher league. So it's always a matter of what team you coach, what resources you have, and then it comes from there.
Okay. If you look ahead, which team in the Erste Liga do you see as the most serious challenger?
That's a good question. Well, now we lost 2 times in Miskolc, so right now I would say them, obviously, and they played well. It's it's tough to say. I think it's again quite even. Like there's a lot of teams that like pretty much everybody can beat everybody close, at least in the middle section there. So Brasov, Ziksereda, Miskolc, Ute, like there's a lot of PGA. Even they didn't have the best start, I think they're going there too. So a lot of teams are, as it has to be, like during the season, they're getting better and better week after week. So as we need to do that also. So all those teams are, they're tough opponents for us for sure. So hard to say which would be the number one.
Now that you have been appointed as head coach for the national team of Romania, what was your first thought when you get the contact from the president of the federation? What did you think about this?
Yeah, I was honored, first of all. Like I think it's always, somebody asks you to, or they trust you to do the job and they think you would be the person for them. So I think that's a big honor and I was honored for that. Then I thought about it, talked with my family also, how they would see it. It means more time away from family always, which is a, tougher spot. But luckily I'm in the position that, as I said earlier, my wife is doing an excellent job and supporting me with this job. So that was not a question there, but I was happy. Then I did a little research also, like how has it been, how things worked there earlier, everything on that. And I was interested on it and then we made the deal and I get the job.
This is a very diverse national team. We have Romanians, Hungarians, Settlers, Finnish, American, Russians, I don't know, maybe Czechs. So basically naturalized players. How do you build the real unity and from such a mix, basically?
Yeah, for sure. That's a little bit different national team than, like, let's say, I think back home in Finland. Like that's for sure that we need to understand. But for me, it's a team that you put the same jersey on and then, you play for that. Now it's a national team, so you play for that. You have a common goal. You have guys working for each other. So that don't still change. Doesn't matter where you come from. Now you play for the Romania. And we need to get that feeling of belonging, feeling of care inside the group and get that going. That obviously it starts that we only need the guys who wants to be there, who want to represent Romania and proud to do that and want to be there, want to put their time on that and their effort on that. We only want those guys. So when you have those, then it's our coach's job to make the best out of it and get that feeling of care and feeling of brotherhood in there as much as possible.
In Lithuania, I think you didn't have any naturalized players, only basically locals. I think maybe, Imre Patrik was maybe the only one.
Yeah.
Why was this decision?
Well, we wanted to, first of all, have a lot of guys to try different players. Like it was not really like, what is their background idea there. It's more like which guys. There was also some injuries there that we didn't take that time that they need to heal and use the national team break for that. But it's more like, as I said, like we wanted to get guys in now that we think that are maybe fighting in the spots on the world champs and how they do and invite also a couple of younger guys to be part of the national team. So it's nothing to do, as I said, more in the background. It's more we felt that for now, for this tournament, it was good to start the roster as we had.
What do you think about these Nations Cup of Europe? It seems to me that it's not really yet serious.
Yeah, it's good that we get games. Like that's more the positive thing, obviously. But as you said, maybe there to actually get it like a cup feeling of it, I think there's still work to be done. But how I see it, in the end, it's all the work is the goal is there in the World Champs anyway, and there you want to be the best, and there you want to have the best possible team, and you use these games. They can be the cup games or they can be whatever games, but they are the games that and the time that you spend together with the team, which matters, because that's you put the jersey on, you go on to practice, you put the game jersey on, you go to play, then you work with it. So in the end, it doesn't matter that much if it's the Nation Cup or just the exhibition game.
Mm-hmm. World Championships will be in China. What are the goals?
Well, it's not a secret that we want to win it, and of course it's a tough challenge. We know that there's good teams in there, but we also believe that we have a chance for that goal. So now all the work we do is having that on mind, that we want to be our best. First of all, obviously, build the best possible team for that, and then make the best out of it.
Are there any young talents that maybe you are already watching with the national team in mind?
Well, there are some, like now we had some young guys that haven't been in yet. There are a couple other interesting guys. Of course, who will be in the final roster? It's always a question of many things, and there's still a lot of time for that. And especially for a younger guy, even a couple of months can make a difference. So we need to keep looking on those guys, and then think about, because you don't want to just have the best players on that sense. You want to have the best team with guys who play in the penalty kill or power play or different kind of roles also. That we need to look on that we have a good depth on that sense, that which roles the guys are able to play and accept those roles, that the team would be the best possible.
Let's talk a bit about your coaching philosophy. I've read that you once said the most important thing is trust and team spirit.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the trust is, if you work with the people, I think the trust, doesn't matter where you are, it's all about the trust. Like, you need to trust that these guys are doing their work. They need to trust that I do my work. And then the team spirit, it's more like just a respectful communication among that the guys know, players know that they can come to talk to me. We can talk about everything. We can share ideas. It's also start that I want to, if I'm wrong, I make a wrong call, I can say that in front of the team that, hey, this was on me, that I made a bad decision or whatever. I think that's human. Like, we know nobody is perfect either. So we need to also, that's part of building the trust, is also saying sorry or saying you're wrong. Of course, as a coach, you cannot be all the time saying I'm wrong and sorry. That's not the way. But there might be the times for that too. So it's more like just to be the human to human, how we act. That my job is to be the coach, your job is to be the player, and we try together to make the best out of it. And we respect our work and we trust our work, and then get the best out of it.
Do you have a special finish trick, let's say, for building this with the players, this trust?
No, I don't really believe that much on tricks on that sense. I mean, there's obviously, if you have team dinners and some whatever, you go for a weekend together or night together somewhere with the team, I think those things are great, and you have to have those. But I think the team spirit and the whole cohesion is created like on your daily actions. You treat everybody with respect. You say hi. Even like the one good example is you lose the game and you still say hi and see you tomorrow. Like, even you might have a fight on the bench or something, and then you still go, hey, all right, see you tomorrow. Like, that creates this. We did the work. We might argue about something, but we're still on the same team. So it creates this trust and the feeling that, hey, this coach is on my side, and I think that's important. Even you might argue and be hard on the guy's time, as you need to be as a coach. So that's the feeling I wanna create. But I don't, as I said, I don't really believe on that much on magic tricks. It's more the daily basis work that needs to be done.
Okay. In your opinion, what makes someone a great coach in 2025, and how do you connect with today's generation of players?
Yeah, again, you can be a good coach in many ways. There's different, somebody is a tactical genius, somebody is great with the people. I think the really big thing is to understand where you're good at and where you need help. Like as you said, like you cannot be the best in every aspect. So if let's say you're excellent with the people, maybe you need somebody who can help you with the tactical side of the game if you need there. So it's also building the whole staff, because the coaching is not a single work. It's the teamwork with the staff, and you need the good staff to be a good head coach also. So you need their knowledge. You need those guys to challenge you, and that I have to give a credit also in our team to Mark and Jukka, also Zoli, everybody there, that they keep challenging and we keep talking about things and sharing also what we're doing. That's a big thing there. But as I said, there's many ways you can be good. For me, you still need to be able to handle the people, respectful way, but still demanding way. You need to be able to demand from the guys. And that, of course, you need to have a understanding of the game. Need to bring that on the level that the players understand. Because in the end, what you know, it's not going to be enough. It needs to be what the players know and what they understand and what they're able to take and also able to accept. And after that, you can expect something happening on the ice. So it's a process of many things, but I would put it on those.
Looking back on your career so far, what are you the most proud of?
Probably the good friendships, communications with the people that maybe that been in the history there. If I see them sometime again, like I'm always shaking hands and hugging and telling, that they feel nice to meet me. I want to meet them and having that, like that I haven't left any place with the bad feelings or like that I couldn't go there back or something. I like it that way and being happy that things been going that way. I meet my ex-players. I'm always happy to meet them. I think that respectful way being there pretty much with all the guys that I've worked with, which is excellent. So, I mean, of course, I'm really proud of what we achieved last year, like on those old trophies and having that sensational season, winning everything. So I'm absolutely proud on that. But in the end, it comes down on the people. Like usually when you're done with your career, your playing career, usually also what the guys say, it's the people and the funny things in the locker room. So it's kind of the same for me. Like the biggest thing is still the people you work with.
If you could move something from the Finnish hockey here, what would be that?
Oh, that's a good question. It's tough. It's really tough. Well, it depends also how you look at it. Like if from the junior level, able to make the hockey bigger sport, so more kids would go into it, and then it means in the long run you might have even better players. A mass. Yeah, you have a bigger mass, and out of that mass, the talents, come out. So the big talents, athletic talents, don't go to some other sport. They would be more in the hockey, which obviously in my work would be the best solution. But I mean, it's tough. Like all the countries have their good sides, and I wouldn't say bad sides, but they're different a little bit. So I cannot say that these things should be brought here from Finland because also the Finnish players, if you think about this, there's a lot of different kind of players there. So it's maybe if you think about Finnish players, there's a lot of players and somebody's here, but the common way is they're quite good team players usually. Like they are quite trusted, like maybe not the most shiniest guy if you think about the NHL guys, but they are pretty good guys on that the coach can trust them doing the defensive work, for example, and they have a little bit of this reputation. Again, that's in the big picture. There's still guys on here and still guys in here as in everywhere. But as a player, maybe that's something that having this trusted feeling from the coach.
And what about the mentality? Is there any difference between the players over here and in Finland in mentality, or basically the same?
For me, it comes more still in the individual. Like there's different mentalities in Finnish guys, there's different mentalities in here. So I wouldn't put it more in the nationality, and it's more on the individual.
Okay, finally a fun question, but asked with, let's say, seriousness.
Yeah.
If you had a dream sauna next to your locker room, what would it include? Ice bath, music, just pure silence, I don't know, intense heat. What would you prefer?
Like a dream sauna?
Yeah.
How you mean like how would it be or?
Exactly.
Oh my God. Well,
And next to your locker room.
next to my locker room. But does it need to be here, or can I put it next to the lake if the rink is
Yeah,
there?
you can put it.
Okay, well then we would have a like really nice lake
Okay.
there, and big Finnish sauna like with the wooden that you warm it up with the wood, so it's real
Traditional one.
Yeah, traditional one, because that's way better than the electric is good, but you get more moisture, more better feeling in the sauna when the real wood is there, and the sparklings and fire there. So that's for sure. I don't really need any music or anything in the sauna. I mean, I'm a big music guy. Like I like music, but I in the sauna I like the silence, and just if I'm there alone, I like to listen to the fire and just relax and be calm. So it's more and also the water. Then you go out and you see the lake and you go to swim and you refresh and then you go back to the sauna. So it would be a mix of those two things.
If you mention music, I'm curious what kind of music you listen, because there are some very good rock bands in Finland.
Yeah, there are. I'm more for pretty much I like everything, but I'm more for the classic rock.
Okay.
Rock guy. So from the 70s, 80s, 90s guy, but all kind of music usually works for me.
Okay. Well, Markus, kiitos.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and I wish you good luck also with Gyergyói Hoki Klub and also with the Romanian national team.
Thanks for having me.
Nektek pedig köszönjük szépen a figyelmet, és ne feledjétek, követhettek bennünket YouTube-on, Spotify-on és Facebookon is. Sziasztok!